Welcome to Season 2 of Am I Old Yet? An audio comedy by Floyd Kennedy, sponsored entirely by you, the listener, for which I am eternally grateful. Whether you're donating the price of a cup of coffee, or if you become a regular patron on patreon.com, and especially if you're sharing it with your friends. This is episode 6, Ask René. Helen and Janey head off to the cheese shop cafe to meet up with Jean, who is doing some speculative illustrations for Janey's forthcoming book for children. Okay, you find a table. I'll get the coffees.
Thanks, Mom.
Oh, excuse me. Could we get 2 flat whites, please? We're sitting outside. On the right.
I'll get that for you. Anything to eat?
Oh, let me think. What have you got?
Cakes in the cabinet, chocolate on the stand.
Looking good. Oh, is Charlie in today?
Oh no, he's on tour. Some open-air festivals in the West Country.
Oh, good for him. Oh, look, I don't need anything to eat. Thanks, just the coffees.
All right.
Oh, excuse me. Didn't see you there.
That's okay.
Over here, Mom.
Coffee's on its way.
Well, that was Jean on the phone. She can't make it, so she's sending the drawings over with her nephew.
Oh, that's a shame. Still, René, that'll be fun.
How so?
Acting student, remember? Quite a character. Is Jean okay?
Oh yes, she's in Scotland, meeting up with one of her writers.
One of her other writers?
What? Oh, I suppose so. Although I haven't actually...
Oh, I know. But if it works out, you will be.
Hello, Mrs. Doherty. I didn't know you'd be here. And are you Mrs. Alexander? I hope you are. You look like Auntie Jean said that you would.
Oh, I'd love to know what Auntie Jean said.
Well, she said smart, elegant lady with short dark hair.
Nailed it. To a T.
Thank you, Mom. Nice to meet you, René. I've heard a lot about you.
Oh, bad I hope.
Extremely.
Oh, well, that's good. Oh, here's the drawings. She said no to worry if you didn't like him. She's I got more ideas.
Thank you.
And how are you doing, Mrs. Doherty? You keeping well?
As well as can be expected. Thank you, René. And you?
Oh, I'm good. Yeah, good to be at the house.
Don't you get out much? Aren't you at school?
No, it's been the holidays. Anna was grounded for 2 weeks.
No! Grounded? You? Now what on earth did you do that your kind, lovely Auntie Jean would have to ground you for?
Nothing.
Come on.
I was just visiting, seeing my mates for school and that, catching up.
Yes? And?
And I kind of forgot to come home the night.
You forgot. You forgot to ask permission to stay out with your friends, so you just did it anyway, huh?
Well, yeah, something like that.
And Auntie Jean wasn't
Oh,
impressed.
wouldn't they say that? She was pure raging.
I'm not surprised. And what's with this ultra Scottish talk? Are you rehearsing for a revival of Train Spotting?
Oh, I went in for the hollybobs and it all came back to me. I can't help talking like I talk like my dad. You don't understand me like.
Oh, I understand you just fine. I like it. I think I prefer it. You should keep it up.
I think I will.
Oh, how wonderful. Oh, thank you so much for bringing these over, René.
Do you like him? Auntie Jean says to tell you her illustrations can be an acquired
Oh,
taste.
I love them to bits. Look, Mum, the colours, the expressions. Oh, I love them so much.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I'll tell her.
Oh, but they're lovely. They're just... Mum, I know you won't believe me, but they're exactly what I was imagining.
Oh, wow.
Are they really?
It's uncanny. Here, look.
Oh, they're so charming and quirky. How do you feel about them? Do they fit what you're writing?
I think they're just perfect. I can't wait to send them off to Georgina.
Do they fit the characters in the story in your mind, Mrs. Doherty?
Oh, I haven't read it yet, but I love what Jean's done.
Oh, Mom, I know I've been keeping it all tucked under my hat, so to speak, but I feel now's the time to bring you in. If you've got time, Mom.
Oh, I can make time.
In my busy schedule.
Janey, of course I've got time. How exciting.
What are you working on yourself, Mrs. Doherty?
My so-called memoir, René, thanks for asking.
How's it so called? What would you like to call it?
A very scantily put-together load of old collops.
Hey, you can't talk about my mother like that. She's a very good writer, and she definitely doesn't write old collops.
Cobblers, then.
That's even worse, Mom.
Isn't that a bit rude? Does it mean what I think it means? It's called in rhyming slang, though.
Yes, but I don't know why.
Cobblers all rhymes with ball.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. But aren't you a writer too?
Just poetry.
listen to her. Just poetry. There's nothing just about poetry, especially your poetry.
All right, and thank you. But it's different. I'm not used to writing prose or facts.
Your poetry is full of facts. And why don't you write your memoir in verse if that's how you feel about it? That's what Georgie said.
Who's Georgie?
She's my sister's granddaughter, so my grandniece. No, great-niece. And Janey's something cousin, and she works for my publisher, so she's my editor.
She says you can write it in verse.
Something like that.
Mom, did she or didn't she?
Well, it was a while ago, but I think she did say something like that.
Well then,
What?
stop prevaricating. Do it.
What's prevaricatoring mean?
Oh, procrastinating.
What?
Putting things off. Are you giving me orders?
I am.
Is she allowed to do
I
that?
didn't think you can stop her.
But do I have to do what she says? Tell me, René. Is that how it works? When your parents reach the age that your children are convinced that they know better than you, is that when you have to actually do what they say?
Aye. I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Do your parents boss your grandparents around?
No, my dad. But my Uncle Gary, oh, he lives near them. He does it all the time. Drives them up the wall.
But do they do what he says?
Pretty much.
Ah, pretty much. So there is some leeway. You remember that, young lady?
Yes, Mom.
Good.
But you still have to do it. Or at least give it a shot.
Sounds fair to me.
Are you two ganging up on me?
Mom?
Oh, all righty. I'll have a go. Where's my coffee? Boy, I need it now.
Where's Charlie?
On tour, somewhere in the West Country.
Lucky guy.
That was Ask René, episode 6 of season 2 of Am I Old Yet? The roles of Helen and Janey were played by me, Floyd Kennedy, with Christopher McDougall in the role of René, and the customer that Helen bumps into. You'll find more information about the podcast and our guest performers, as well as the blog, on the website www.am-i-old-yet.com. You can also support the podcast by donating the price of a cup of coffee or by joining our team of patrons on patreon.com/amiolyet. There are extra benefits for patrons, including character naming rights, bonus episodes, my voice on your voicemail message, and more. Thanks for listening. Stay safe.